Hi, Joy here. Wanted to talk a little bit about perinatal trauma today and postnatal depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, because an increasing part of my work is to do with helping people heal after really bad experiences and helping them not be re-traumatized if they're pregnant and going through the maternity system again. So I'm just preparing for my third client this week. I've had two very distressed clients come to me online, and today I'm doing an in-person session. So let's talk a little bit about perinatal trauma. So the reason I don't call it birth trauma is that not all trauma happens because of the birth and how people were treated during the birth. It can be that there was something that happened in the pregnancy that was very traumatic, and this might be a diagnosis of something for the mother or the baby. There can be lots of reasons, lack of support around the pregnancy, danger to the pregnancy if there's a fear that the baby will be lost. And these things really do mar people's experiences, depending how frightening the events were and what support they received or didn't receive around those times. Then we hear the more common term of birth trauma. And again, I wouldn't say it's all about the birth. It's certainly not about the birth outcome, the type of birth, because I've helped people after normal water births, normal home births, as well as those that have had caesareans, Von-2s, forceps, episiotomy, a variety of other interventions. So it's not the type of birth that can cause trauma, it's how people felt, if they felt that their life was in danger or their baby's life was in danger, and how it impacts them, how they feel it in themselves. And if they call it traumatic, then it is a traumatic birth. As I said, it's not just the birth, it can be the lead up to birth, it can be the really stressful period before birth where they're being told that baby will die if they don't have an induction. It can be the induction itself. Sometimes people don't go into it fully informed, they don't know what the process will be like, and they're not always told of the risks. So they're often told of the risks of not being induced, but not the risks that induction carries. And this is really important, because if people aren't educated, if they don't know what's going on, what's going to happen to them, how it might feel, the consequences of those choices, then it's really not an informed choice, is it? And they're more likely to be traumatised because things will be done to them and they may not understand, the reasoning behind it. So that's the pregnancy, the labour and the birth, and then there's the period after birth. If there's an emergency after birth, or baby's unwell, baby needs to go to special care, mum's bleeding, mum passes out for whatever reason, or people are just treated harshly. Maybe it was being sutured after birth. All of these things can cause trauma. And I'm just here today to say that you don't need to suffer in silence, and help is out there in many forms, from your midwife, from your GP, from your health visitor, and from private practitioners like myself. So don't suffer in silence. If you feel that your birth is still affecting you, weeks after the birth, do get the help. There is no one quick fix, I'm afraid. My traumatic birth was 32 years ago, and I can talk about it from a very healed place now. But yes, it did take several modalities and many years to get to this place. So yeah, do reach out if you need any information. Okay, bye.